In an ABC 57 special presentation, Silhouette of a Family, I have a special story of a Michiana couple and the extraordinary journey they went on to bring home their little girl. The length this entire family went for each other will really leave you speechless and inspired. Heather Weaver and Chris Ambrosiak decided a few years ago to start a family. Only problem was Heather has a genetic disease called polycystic kidney disease. Basically, she'll need a new kidney. Doctors think within the next 2 years. Now, the risk of pregnancy is simply too high, but the call of motherhood is simply too powerful in more than one way.
This is our very first ultrasound that we're having a baby. Like somewhere in there is a little speck that we're having a baby.
Every minute.
First all night sleep.
Every milestone.
Ooh, this was a bad one.
Every moment.
First blowout diaper.
Etched into this baby book.
I feel very proud that I have got this far.
Proud parents Heather Weaver and Chris Ambrosiak celebrating a year of firsts.
Hi, baby.
But when you take a closer look inside the baby book, this baby's story reads a little different. The pictures tell a story of heartache, hope, and ultimately love. And at the center of it all, a 7-pound, 4-ounce little girl. With eyes wide open, Addison Grace was welcomed into the world on October 22nd, 2016.
She was in my arms, eyes open, and she was mine. She was ours.
Yeah.
A moment in time this family will never forget.
You know, I have polycystic kidney disease, so I've known for a long time that, you know, if we were going to have kids, it may not come easy and that I will eventually need a kidney transplant.
That's what started their clock. The window of opportunity was closing in on them to start a family. It was too dangerous for Heather to carry her own child. They were hitting several roadblocks with adoption. That's when this very private couple took their struggles public.
Against, you know, everything that I wanted to do, I put a Facebook post out there.
The post asking for a surrogate caught the attention of people from all over the country. Heather's own mother hurting over her daughter's struggle to start a family.
And I watched how much it crushed her. It just crushed her. And as a mother, it crushes you along with her.
That Facebook post got Heather a lot of sympathy and gave a lot of disappointment. There were no surrogate volunteers, leaving Heather with no hope of motherhood. But then,
I just casually mentioned to them, maybe I could do it.
My exact response was no freaking way. Like, didn't even give it a second thought.
But as months went by, and you know, their dreams are crushing a little bit along the way.
I can remember talking to Chris and I was like, should we consider her? You know, could my mom like really do this?
She came back to me one day and said, you know, when you said that a few months back, were you really serious about it? And then she also added, have you talked to Dad?
With that, we took her down to our doctor in Indianapolis.
I can remember being down in Indy the morning of the transference of Addison to me and telling Dr. Jarrett, I was in the room by myself, they had not yet come in. I said, she's been through hell and back in her life. I don't want her crushed. If this is not going to happen, we'll walk away now. I'm not going to put her through this. And he just said, this is going to happen.
After just one in vitro fertilization treatment, Heather and Chris got the news. They were expecting a baby.
I still had a lot of doubt.
Me too. I was like, BS.
Yeah, he was very few words, and I was like, I understand you have to say that to, you know, keep people positive and all that, but there's still I mean, you read about the percentages and people doing it for years and all the tries they have, and I was definitely skeptical, especially with the situation.
We tried to make this whole thing as normal, you know, for us as possible, because I wanted these memories and I wanted, you know, our book to be full.
Little did they know, a complete stranger would help complete that baby book.
And their message and their story rings so close to my heart because of what they were doing for each other, that it just couldn't be ignored. It couldn't just be another maternity session for me.
That's what brought them here to Lorianne Photography. A maternity session is something that Heather debated about, but she didn't know what it would look like. But owner Lori Palmer had a vision to capture their journey in a unique way.
I wanted the pictures to show the unconditional love that was there, and the happiness that was brought out of such a painful fact of Heather not being able to carry her own child.
That's where this idea came from.
I wanted to be able to show Heather what she would look like if she were carrying this baby.
With Denise standing directly behind Heather, Palmer created a series of silhouettes.
What you're seeing is only one person, when in reality it is grandmother, mother, and daughter.
It takes all three of us to make this happen, and she captured all of that in this one silhouette photo. That was really our announcement to everybody, because there were people who had no idea.
This is how you can choose to be. You can be loving, you can be understanding, you can be compassionate, and you can sacrifice for other people and change the world. Denise changed Heather and Chris's life forever, and that baby's life, and it's powerful, and it's beautiful, and they should all be incredibly proud of themselves.
Pride that only these three can share.
We're feeling the love from people who just hear about us and hear about how amazing my mom is and what a miracle Addison is and how she got here, and we just feel loved and blessed.
A moment made of miracles, captured for all time.
I remember after she was born and Heather was standing by the side of the bed with her arms extended, just literally saying, "Give her to me, give her to me," you know, and I could see her shaking. That is just the most amazing feeling. As a mother, the most amazing feeling ever.
What an incredible family, powerful photos, of course. So what's next for them? Now, doctors predict Heather has another year or two before she will need to actually find a donor. They say they'll cross that bridge when they get there. Right now, they just want to focus on that beautiful baby Addison.
What a beautiful story. It really is incredible. And we all want to know how Grandma is doing.
Grandmother is doing great. In fact, I asked her, would you do this again? Without hesitation, her answer was yes. In fact, she said she had a friend approach her and tell her to actually write a book. But Denise said she'd have to sell it in the fiction section because really no one would believe it.
Yeah, incredible. I know all of you are going to want to share this. We'll post it, of course, on abc57.com.